Okay. So thanks, guys, for coming along. I will make my spotlight.
We have to mute ourselves.
You don't really. There's not too many people on here, so we'll just you know, if you've got any questions as we're going along, just ask. All right. So what we're going to do today, I know advertised as we're doing hummus with beetroot hummus with falafel, which we are. But I also thought I'd show you something I wanted to make, which is from the Sam Wood 28 by Sam Wood thing that I'm doing, which is killing my body, by the way. But just the exercises. But anyway, I'm getting there. Last week was very difficult, but this week it's getting better. And today's one was nice. It wasn't too stressful on anything. But one of the recipes that he has, which I thought would be really good to have in my freezer, is these savoury breakfast muffins. So oh, there we are.
Sorry.
So, no, that's all right. So what I'm going to do is just go through how I convert. All right, and it's not too hard, but I just thought it'd be a useful exercise. So I've got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So just very briefly for Robin, have you seen a TM6, Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what it looks like. Do you know roughly how it works?
Yes, basically.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I won't go through the whole thing because this evening I will on the cooking experience a bit more. This is a bit more casual. So I am going to do this manually. And one of the first things I need is 2.5 cups of almond meal. So what I've done is I've actually put my weighed out, well, I haven't weighed out, I've just put 2.5 cups of almonds in here, and I'm going to weigh it so then I can put that on my recipe, how much that is, rather than having to get my cups out next time. So 2.5, so that's, I'm going to call that 400 grams. It's near enough. So I'm just going to write that on my recipe, and then what I can do later is just, you know, do a Thermomix version. Okay, so
will you post it, Mandy?
I will post it.
Thank you.
Or I'll send it to you if you like.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay.
I like his muffins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'm going to come back into here. I'm going to just literally turn up to speed 9 for about 10 seconds. So I know it's roughly about that, but I'll be able to hear when there's not so much noise in the on the sides here. So I'm just going to turn up to 9. Yeah, perfect. That was 7 seconds.
You didn't roast the almonds or anything first, did you?
Roast the almonds. I just raw almonds. So I actually got them from the source, the Whole Foods place, where you can go and get your containers filled up. And I was a bit concerned because, you know, some of those places you can go and you think, well, maybe the nuts aren't quite as fresh because they're in a big container and you help yourself with a scoop, but they were fantastic.
Good. I've actually started buying almonds directly from a farmer.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh.
I have, called the Almond Farmer. And because we go through so many almonds here at home, because I use just masses of almonds, they're now doing a larger quantity, which will work out cheaper. And their almonds are properly so fresh. They're beautiful.
Where do we get them from, Sue? Where's that?
He's called the Almond Farmer. I have to look it up.
So you just order online?
I just order online with them.
Perfect. Thank you. I've written that down.
Great. Me too.
All right. So it says in a large bowl, add your almond meal, baking powder, salt, and apple cider vinegar. I'm actually going to add those other things in a little bit later. In a separate bowl, whisk eggs and paprika. So what I've got 4 eggs. I have actually whipped them up in this bowl. I've got paprika, but I actually thought instead of the paprika, I'm going to use turmeric because turmeric's good for us. Always good for the joints. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of turmeric, and you should, all of you who've been on here that many times will know what else has to go in.
Yes. Oh, yes. I remember you saying.
Yes, come on.
what was it?
Black
Pepper.
pepper.
Yes.
Black pepper has to go in. So the curcumin, which is the active ingredient of the turmeric, needs to be activated. Well, it will work a lot better if there is black pepper with your turmeric. So, you know, we all think that turmeric's, you know, we're doing a good thing by having turmeric, but if we're not having the black pepper, it's not doing the same thing. So this is just an adaptation, and just, you know, I'm always trying to get more ways to get more turmeric into my body. Good for the joints. All right, so I've done that. Add melted butter and grated zucchini and carrot to the bowl. So I'm going to put, so I had to have half a cup of butter, which is roughly that. So I'm going to put my scales back on, and I'm just going to put my butter in there and weigh that. 75 grams. Okay, so write that down. Where's my half a cup of butter gone? Lost it. Oh, hang on, maybe I'm on the wrong thing. Oh no, there it is. 75 grams of butter. All right, so I'm going to put that on. I'm just going to let that melt. So back to my screen here. I'm going to put it on for a couple of minutes. And I'm going to put it on 50, and I'm going to put it on speed 2, and we'll see. It might not take that long. All right, in the meantime, Sue was telling me she's having trouble with her butterfly.
I am.
So we're going to have a little butterfly lesson.
Oh,
right?
good. I need a butterfly lesson.
Okay. So with our butterfly, some consultants will tell you, and you probably can put it on anyway, but I put it on a particular way. And I'll explain why. So you can see with the blades, actually I'll take the blades out, so it might be easier to show you a little bit like this. With the blades, you've got the rounded side of the blades, and you've got the sharp side of the blade. So the sharp side of the blades is always, it's always sharp. The sharp side will go in a clockwise direction, and the rounded side is on the other side. Now, so you've got, this is a rounded side of the blade. And you can see with the blades, we've got a lower set of blades and a higher set of blades.
Yeah.
All right. So I put the butterfly, and I'll put it on in the bowl in a minute, but this is just to show you here, over the rounded side of the upper blades like that, and then give it a little twist towards the blade. Because then it's resting on a rounded side, not a sharp side. And if I do that, it actually doesn't come off. But you have to do that little twist that you need to do.
If you're doing it in the bowl though, and you've got mixture in the bowl already, and they say to you to add the butterfly, and you can't really see what you're doing, that's
what you have to do is you have to push the mixture away from the butterfly so you can find that, put it in, and then just give it that little twist.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Mandy.
All right, so hopefully that will help, and let me know how you go.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just me that's doing the wrong thing.
No, it's all right. Maximum speed with the butterfly, ladies.
4.
Thank you. Good. See, Robin, they're very well trained after several months.
I can see.
Well, that's been the nice thing about this. We've actually had far more connection being in lockdown than before.
That's right. Yes.
That's good. All right. So it's not fully melted, but that'll be okay. So there it is. Add the butter. Okay. So I've got grated zucchini. So I had to have 1 zucchini grated, 1 carrot grated. So I've just chopped them up in the mix. All that mixture in there. And I'm just going to add everything else in now. So it does say heat a frying pan with coconut oil over a medium heat, add bacon and spring onion. I did pre-cook my bacon because I thought that would be a good idea. I could have just done it in there in that butter, and I used ghee, the homemade ghee. So mix, so I'm just going to chuck that in.
Why do you prefer ghee, Mandy?
So ghee has a higher smoke point.
Yeah.
It's super easy to make. I don't know how many of you heard of Jo Whitton from Quirky Cooking, but she's writing healthy eating in your gut. And this is what she uses all the time.
Oh, okay.
When I
Okay.
helped in that retreat in the kitchen up near
Yep.
Darwin last year, we made
Mm.
ghee every day. That's what we used.
Okay.
Wow. And do you refrigerate it or do you leave it?
No. It just sits in the cupboard.
Good heavens.
Oh.
So because it's got a higher fat content, it doesn't go off.
No, it doesn't go off. So it's, sorry, I've just chucked something on the floor. I'm just picking up, so I'm a bit muffled. I was just down on the floor. This is very real, Robin. Okay. Then it was casual. Okay. No, it doesn't go off because even in Darwin, it was hot, it was sticky, and we just had it sitting out on the bench.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it is literally just unsalted butter. So if you look up the ghee recipe, it's unsalted butter, and it cooks for, it's 500 grams of unsalted butter. It cooks for 2 hours in your Thermomix. So you have to, it does an hour, and then you go back and you put it on for another hour. And it's amazing, and it smells like caramel. It's just beautiful, and I can honestly put a spoon in there. It sounds disgusting. I could put a spoon in there and eat it. It's delicious.
No, it doesn't. I adore butter.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, this is better than butter.
It's even better than butter. Oh, I'll be in such trouble.
Yeah, you will be in trouble. Maybe you shouldn't make it. All right, so I've got my bacon in there. I'm just making sure I've got everything in here. Had to have half a cup of spring onion, which I have chopped up. So I'll just weigh that. I've got a rough idea about that. I'll put that down as 50 grams. Beautiful. And I'm going to add the remaining ingredients. So I need I've got all my almond meal here. That's going in. It's going to be full. I need to have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I said 1 teaspoon of paprika, but I'm doing the turmeric instead. And I need 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then I've got to put my eggs in. The only thing when you mix your turmeric up in your eggs, it doesn't totally mix up, but there'll be extra turmeric bits here and there. That's actually a very full bowl, so we'll see how we go mixing that. And I'm just going to put it on reverse. I'm just going to turn it up to about speed 3 or 4. Right, that's all mixed. So that's pretty much it. And it says I've got to bake them for 30 minutes while we're doing them first. And it says we'll keep in the fridge for 4 to 5 days and freeze well for 3 months.
Mm.
And on the program, you can have 1 of these for breakfast. So.
Oh, yum! That looks good.
Mm.
Well,
was it satisfying?
Yeah. I'll just get I like my silicone, so I'll put in here.
Oh.
Do you grease those first?
No, I don't. That's why I like them. So fussing around.
Yeah.
No, so they just I just let them cool down a little bit in there. If you take them out straight away, you might lose some in the bottom, but it's like actually I don't know if you know, well, I don't know if you go onto the mix shop and have a look, but they've got some new silicone muffin pans which have metal outers. So
so they don't fall apart.
Yeah,
bend.
exactly. So they don't flop.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So I'm hoping they're going to come up as sale incentives or something. But they look really good. So because you've seen my little ones that I use for my mini muffins.
Yeah.
I think the little black ones, which I just got, they're $5 or something from Kmart or somewhere like that. I just like the silicone because it's so easy. Well, this is meant to make 11 muffins. It's definitely going to make more than 11 muffins. That's all right. Got another bowl.
So could you put some sun-dried tomatoes in?
So you could do anything you like.
Yeah.
Sure you could. I mean, I've just done it because that's his recipe, and I'm sort of, we've got a little conflict of interest in this house. So we did all his food last week, and it's just Andrew and I now, and he said it's girl food.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
that's priceless.
I know, girl food. Well, probably because the girl chose the food because the girl was the one getting the food organised.
I was going to say the girl was cooking the food.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually a really good answer to that, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Anyway, he did cook dinner for me last night because I was working till late. Right, that's going in the oven. All right, clean up the rest of my mess on the floor. Shred in it. Okay, so that was the unscheduled thing. Now we'll move on to what we're going to cook. So I've got it saved in my week, so I'm just going to go into here, bit of my week. So tonight we're making Woody's no butter chicken. That's on our cooking experience. So falafel with beetroot hummus. Okay, 1 clove of garlic going in. Measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. Pop that on. 3 seconds, speed 7. There we go. There's our garlic clove. This is what I love. I'd never use a garlic press anymore. It's always done in the Thermomix because when I've scraped that out, I just have to rinse it out and it's done. I hate those garlic presses where you've got to fiddle around. Okay, 400 gram canned chickpeas, rinsed and drained. Okay. So this is more for Robin's benefit because I think other ones of you know this, but I have started trying to avoid tins as much as possible. Doesn't mean to say I'm avoiding every single tin, but as much as possible. And so these, when you have a blade cover, which you need to put your name down to get an email about, the blade cover here just sits on the bottom. Yeah, I've got 3 bowls. Just literally sits over your blades like that, covers your blades, and it means that you can actually slow cook dried chickpeas. So what I did was I bought a bag of dried chickpeas, and now I'm going to the source. I don't need to buy a bag even, but the plastic is recyclable, so that's good. And I slow cook the I soak them overnight, and there's a recipe to slow cook your chickpeas. So I've done that with kidney beans as well. So that's my chickpeas. Anyway, that's the story behind the chickpeas.
So much healthier.
Yeah, exactly. 50 grams of lemon juice. I think I'm a little bit under this, but anyway, so some lemon juice. Yeah, 45 grams. And just, you know, the whole Save the Planet thing, of course. I'm not sure if my it's going to fit in here. I've just got a tablespoon of tahini. That might be a big tablespoon. Okay, pop that in. Half to 1 raw beetroot. That's my beetroot. Chuck that in. 20 grams of olive oil. 23 grams of olive oil. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Now I am going to just use the ground in this, but sometimes when I'm making hummus, I actually use cumin seeds because then you get little bursts of flavour rather than the, you know, a consistent flavour all the way through, which is quite nice. 1 tablespoon of water. Now Irene tells me it has to be cold water, so I'm just going to run the tap to get some cold water. So Robin, Irene is one of the consultants in my team, and she is extremely knowledgeable about cooking.
Right.
She gives us all sorts of amazing tips and hints. And she said to make your hummus creamier, it's cold water.
Okay.
1 pinch of sea salt. Turn it on. 10 seconds, speed 5. Just by tapping your screen, you can actually stop the noise. Thanks. I think I want that a little bit, I think that looks a bit dry to me. So I'm actually going to put a little bit more of that water in and just mix it up a little bit longer. And I'll tip the water out, of course. I'm going to scrape down the sides. Not so bad when you scrape it down, but I will just add a little bit water, and I'm just going to do that stage again. So when you have gone past the stage, if you want to repeat, you just literally use that back button, pop the lid on again, up to speed 5. Yeah, it's beautiful colour.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm doing Sam Wood and Andrew's doing Michael Mosley.
Oh. So he's
I've done Michael Mosley before.
Yeah, the Fast 800. So we've both done it and went really well. And he was going, I haven't lost any weight in Sam Wood. So I'm having the girl food and he's having the boy food.
Yeah, that looks good.
Looks really good. Smells really good too.
Beautiful.
So that's our hummus. And it's just, sometimes it's nice just to add a bit of colour, isn't it? To something like hummus, you know, to brighten up your plate a bit. So on Cookie Do, I'll see if I can find it a bit later. There's a hummus dip recipe, and that's got a few variations. It's got a pumpkin hummus, it's got a spinach and lemon hummus, I think, and a couple of other things. So you can definitely play around with your hummus and change things up a bit. All right, so that's that.
So easy, Mandy.
Yes, so easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clean and dry mixing bowl. Just see what it's. You know what? I'm not gonna try it because it's going. And we're making the falafel, and we're going to eat it with the hummus. So I can't see the point. Now, obviously, you can wash it and dry it if you want to, but anything for an easy life. 1 garlic clove in. Scrape down the sides, so I don't need to show you that because we did that before. Push this down, put the garlic down.
Mandy, that Betty Bossy spiralizer is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the only thing I find with it is it doesn't necessarily grip terribly well on the bench all the time.
I found I had to really push the thing,
the
handle right across.
Yes. Yeah, anyway, I'm putting my...
Where did you get it from, Sue?
Everton. No, not Everton. Peters of Kensington.
Oh, Peters. Yep. Okay.
They had the best price as well.
Okay, great.
I'll get it out and I'll show you in a minute, Robin, what it is. So, all right. So 1 teaspoon of coriander. See, in a used jar. 1 teaspoon of cumin. I had that before. One tablespoon of spelt flour. So because I'm doing gluten-free, I've just got a gluten-free flour in there. I've got 2 sprigs of fresh flat leaf parsley and coriander, so they're both going in together. 2 pinches of sea salt. 2 pinches of pepper. 15 seconds speed 4. So again, that looks very dry. So I just have to see if I will actually, yeah, I think it will hold together. So I'll just maybe because I didn't have, oh no, lemon juice was in the other bit, wasn't it? Yeah, no, I think they'll hold together okay. So I'll just grab out a mat and make a few of those. So just using my bread mats. Walnut-sized balls, goodness me. Oh, just had a thought. Let me just try something. Find it.
Ice cream scoop.
That's what I'm thinking. So I've got a couple of things, and I think that's probably a better size than that's a bit small. But anyway, we'll see if it actually works or not. I don't think it's going to actually give enough pressure to hold it. It's not going to hold it together. Well, anyway, it's a thought. Okay, so Sue and I were having a little text message conversation a few days ago. What sort of things do you guys want to see? Because we've actually done a lot since we've been doing this since April, I think, or May. And I know
you've been amazing.
The first couple of months we did them every week, and now it's pretty much every second week. What sort of things do you guys want to see? Do you want to keep doing them, or have you had enough, or what do you want to see?
Keep on going.
Keep on going.
Keep going. I like the things that relate to me and my diet, which are gluten-free, and like what you're doing today. Correct. The muffins and the anything that's I love all the crackers and things that are unusual that you have to sort of see how to make, like nut crackers, and what you're doing is great. I mean, just the muffins, everything like that, I love.
Yeah, great. Okay, well that's good because I'm happy with all that because it's gluten free.
Yeah. I agree too. I think it's terrific.
Also, any sort of interesting salads that you can make that if you come across, because I guess summer's coming, we hope.
Yeah.
Where because I didn't coleslaw I want to do, but I can't get it fine enough, and I'm just little things that you find out along the way from
okay
watching.
All right, well that's fabulous. Thank you, Julie, and everybody for your input with that. I know Teresa said gluten free, dairy free and sugar free.
Okay.
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff where, you can substitute your sugar with your banana,
and dates,
and that's. Oh, I'll have to show you the most amazing sandwood thing I can make. I'm not making 20 falafels, I can tell you that much. Are
you going to fry them or bake them?
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I might bake them. It's easier than frying. It's less mess, isn't it? But I'm not going to. Yeah. You won't see the end result unless you hop onto the Facebook page, or I'll because otherwise we'll be waiting here.
Well, we can look later. Yeah.
Yeah. I can send you a photo anyway.
Yeah.
I think all those recipes using dates instead of sugar are just brilliant.
They are. They're so delicious, aren't they?
Oh, those caramel ones that are postnatal, ha.
Yeah, I know. Well, we are postnatal. It's all right. We can have them.
It's
1,
just
2,
that
3,
it's a
4.
very long postnatal.
Well, I've made 12 balls, but there you go. All right, hang on a second. I'm going to clean up a minute. Okay, so you can see those. So I will actually stick them in the oven because that is a cleaner way to cook. I'll just move those out the way. Gather them up. And I'm going to show you one of the Sam Wood. So there are snacks in the Sam Wood program, but I haven't even read how often you're meant to have them. But at the weekend, I did make something, and it's one of those date type things. I'll show you. See if I've got the recipe up here because I did a little convert on it. So that's what yes I have. So this one is Steph's Caramel Slice, it's called.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So you can see I've been converting. I've got to write it up, but let me show you what it looks like.
Oh, yum.
Okay. And ingredients. So the bottom section, the base, is almonds, raw buckwheat. So the little
the kernels.
The kernels, yeah. Where are they? Kernels,
Yep.
like that. Okay.
You get those at the supermarket, the kernels?
Yeah, you can. Medjool dates and coconut oil, so that's the base. The filling is medjool dates, peanut butter, but as Julie and I were having conversation before the rest of you came in, I had a nut butter, so I just used my nut butter. I'm not going to go crazy about making it all peanut.
Yeah.
Some coconut cream, some almond meal, maple syrup, sea salt, and coconut oil. So that's the middle. And then the topping is cacao powder, coconut oil, and maple syrup. And,
excellent. Sounds good.
Good. Yeah. Now just see what.
Yum. Are they as good as they sound?
They are really good.
Oh dear.
So are they
so good that Andrew said, I think you better freeze the rest of them, otherwise we'll have a snack with lunch and we'll have a snack with dinner.
I freeze every single sweet thing that I make.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
So
even the lemon, those citrus lemon balls he does.
Yes.
They are delicious, and I freeze them,
yeah.
and they come out like an ice cream.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Yum. Okay. All right. So I've just got to wait for these muffins to cook. They've got a little bit longer, and I will cook those falafels. So I will take a photo. I'll send you each a photograph of each thing when it's finished. All right, because it's pointless just hanging around.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be looking at any similar sort of thing. So more vegetarian rather than meat based. Yep. Okay. What about you, Robin? What suits you?
I'm good either way. I've got a daughter who's vegetarian, but I've also got another daughter who's gluten free. So
perfect.
Either way,
you come to the right place.
Yeah. Well, that's when you're all saying gluten free. I'm thinking, oh, this is good.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. Yeah.
And do you do vegan ones, Mandy? Much in the way of vegan?
No, but one of our latest team members, who hasn't actually presented or anything yet, but she will soon. Mary, she has a daughter who's vegan. So they cook. She knows how to adapt everything to vegan. So she's going to be a massive asset. That's what I love about this team, that we've all got strengths. So I'm the gluten-free one. Irene has all the techie chefy things that she can teach us, and she's a bread expert. Boone, who you never really see because she's usually behind the scenes and hiding in that Aurora thing that she has behind her. She is really good with dumplings. So once she just doesn't feel comfortable in her kitchen filming. But once we can go back to other people's places, she will come to somebody's kitchen and we'll do a dumpling class so people can see that.
I'd love that. Because
remember you did the wonton, Julie.
But you remember that time you did the wonton?
Yes, the wontons, yeah.
And I mean, I'm still trying to maneuver that. I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't mind seeing that all again.
Yes.
They're good.
Yeah, cool.
You need to